Hello everyone, my name is Steve Hoff. I am with CHG Healthcare here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am the Director of Talent Acquisition, and today I will be conducting a mock presentation. The topic of my presentation revolves around leading change. So my goal is to help our senior leaders here at CHG migrate towards a growth mindset culture. My audience will include Kevin Rickliffs, who is our Chief Culture Officer, Christine Van Kampen, who is our Vice President of Culture, Carrie Norman, who is our Vice President of Talent Management, and we have Stephanie Rollheiser, who is our Vice President of Learning and Development. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Enjoy. Thanks. First of all, thank you to everyone for attending this meeting. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to meet with me, and then also allow me the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about my vision in regards to leading change, but leading change to help impact and forge a growth mindset culture here at CHG Healthcare. So I have 5 agenda items that I'd like to touch on today. The first being defining a growth mindset culture. The second is alignment with current culture norms. The next is vision of our future. The fourth is creating the path. And then finally, we'll talk about stakeholder support and people buy-in. Before we dive into the meat of the presentation, I wanted to share a quote from Carol Dweck. Dweck is one of the 4 founders of Growth Mindset. And she says, "True self-confidence is the courage to be open, to welcome change and new ideas, regardless of their source." So, as this room thinks about the amount of change that we've had over the last 4 or 5 years, what are some of the changes that jump out to you? We have a new CEO about 5 years ago. We had the acquisition of Global Medical Staffing about 3 or 4 years ago. We have Amodio, who we acquired about 8 months ago. And then as of recent, just a few months ago, we acquired a business called Locums Mart. So a lot of changes happening within our organization. And the question I'll pose to this room is, how have we prepared our people to accept that change, whether it be personally or professionally? And do they have the mindset to take on this change and the amount of change that they're going to experience moving forward? Have we as a leadership team prepared them? That's the question that I ask. So I took my best shot at creating a definition that aligns with our culture in regards to growth mindset culture. And here it is. So I wrote, growth mindset cultures see change as an opportunity to improve and grow. Growth mindset cultures are committed to engaging in meaningful conversations and approach each interaction with positive intent. As I did some research on companies that had created successful growth mindset cultures, there were some attributes that continue to rise to the top with each of the organizations that I looked at. And I wanted to share with you just how close I feel we are today to an organization that is a growth mindset organization. So in this slide on the left-hand side were some of the core attributes that jumped out in regards to organizations that did growth mindset cultures well. And to the right are our CHG core values. So collaboration, growth mindset cultures, heavy into collaboration, our core value of putting people first. We do a lot of collaboration, from understanding what our frontline wants, to our surveys, I mean, we're always looking for feedback in regards to improvement and growth, etc. Trustworthy. Companies that value a growth mindset culture are trustworthy organizations. Not only are they trustworthy of the senior leaders, but they're trustworthy as well of their peers and counterparts that they work with every day. I align that with our core value of integrity and ethics. Innovation, organizations that are growth mindset cultures are very innovative. They are changing constantly. And when you think of our core value of continuous improvement, that aligns well. Development, not only are they professionally developing, but personally developing as well. And when I think of our core value of growth, that is something that I think about that aligns well with development. And then finally, autonomy. Autonomy came up quite a bit, and they spoke quite a bit about how people are able to do their work professionally and at high quality. And I felt our core value of quality and professionalism lined up succinctly with autonomy. So in order for people to know where they're going in a very ambiguous environment like ours, we have to provide them a vision. So if you guys remember a couple months back, our CEO, Scott Beck, talked a little bit about our 5-year goals. And I just wanted to make sure that we're all aligned as a group. And in order for us to get there, having a growth mindset culture, I think, can help us get to these objectives a lot easier. So those were: 1, achieve $3 billion in revenue. We're currently at $2 billion today. $600 million in EBITDA. We're at about 400. Own 50% of the locums market. We're at about 37 as an organization. Industry best places to work. Congratulations, we did celebrate 11 years on Fortune's 100 best places to work. So hopefully we can continue to keep that pace. And then 5, which is a big one for us, and I would say wraps around that attribute of innovation, is digitally enabled service operations. So number 5 aligns really well with our acquisition of Modio and Locums Mart. They provide us digital enablement to help us service our customers and clients a lot better. So creating the path. During my studies with Gonzaga University, I was introduced to a 15-step design process which will enable us to systematically move change through our organization better. Again, there are 15 steps, but I wanted to share just a handful of steps that I feel can best help us make this change to a growth mindset culture. So the first is identify an opportunity, which we have identified that instilling growth mindset culture is something that is important and is needed as we continue to change over the next few years. Brainstorming ideas, so it's the collaboration piece, identifying areas where growth mindset can help support change. Piloting ideas, incorporate ideas as a prototype for success. Get feedback, so listen to our stakeholders and to our front line on what we need to do to get better in creating a culture of growth mindset. And then observe, validate, repeat. So continue to listen, learn, and grow closer to our objective. Stakeholder support, people buy-in. So the reason why I invited this group to meet with me today is because I feel that this group are key influencers of culture within our organization. So a change like this, so a change to the fiber of our culture is a monumental task, and we need to make sure that we have the right people in place to help influence this change in the right direction. So I wanted to make sure, again, first of all, that I had the right people in the room, that there are some agreements amongst this group, that moving from a culture that we have today to a growth mindset culture is something that can be built into, again, the fiber of our culture's organization. So I'd like to end it with this quote from John C. Maxwell, in which he says, "People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision." So before we can get people to trust our vision, we need to get them to trust us first. Thank you, and have a great day.